He's just absurdly fat. This is Giga Chad's daughter, Babushka. And Babushka has put on some mass recently because she is preparing for the Great Pea Eating Contest that'll take place between her and good old Venom over here on December 10th. Her and Venom on December 10th are going to be facing head-to-head in a pea eating contest. Who can eat the most amount of peas within 5 minutes? Right now, my money's on Venom. Okay, guys, okay. This is why I'm an idiot. This is why you don't leave this thing here with the door. Welcome back to Luke's Goldies. Today I'm doing water changes on every single one of these tanks in here. And I think I might also do a little bit of algae scraping, just because, I don't know, it makes the tanks look a little more sightly, and it's kind of fun. I honestly do enjoy scraping up that algae. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, look at it! Oh, okay. Let's get to work. Okay, now that I broke my ring light, let's get to work and actually start changing the water out of these tanks. I'm getting this other pump, and I'm putting it into here. I'm connecting one of these outlet tubes to this pump right here, and then connecting the second outlet tube to the second pump in the second tank right here. Now all we gotta do is we gotta plug these guys in, and the water's flowing, and these tanks will drain. One thing you want to be careful of when you're draining these tanks is that you have the bottom of these pumps fully suctioned or fully flat on the ground. If you have these pumps on their side, I will say this has happened to me one time and it was extremely sad. It ended up in the death of one of my goldfish. A goldfish can get stuck to the face of this pump and it can kill them. It can kill them. So make sure you have that pump securely flat on the bottom of the tank. Okay, we have drained enough water from this tank. Let's go right here and... Okay, you know, if you guys keep goldfish, you know these guys poop like no tomorrow. They're massive, massive poopers. And with massive poop comes massive water changes. I should put that on a shirt. With great poop comes great water changes. Just like the Spider-Man quote. I feel like every time I do a water change, one of the goldfish gets like stuck between these sponge filters. Something about when the water level's low, they just like to easily get stuck in between these guys. We get the water conditioner. I do, you know, a heaping tablespoon. I don't know if you can do a heaping tablespoon with a liquid, but I just kind of let it overflow, of conditioner in both of these tanks. And then I release the flow and it starts filling up. Now, one thing you want to be careful of when you're filling up is that you don't want the flow rate from like one of these hoses to be too strong. If you have like a super, super high flow rate and a ranchu comes by there, it could just get blasted and thrown back and like bump into the tank or anything and it hurt itself. So, you know, moderate that flow rate. Make sure it's not too intense. Okay, these tanks are finally filled up. Okay, while I was time-lapsing the filling and emptying of those two containers, I got a lot done. I cleaned the algae off the front face of this glass. I cleaned the algae off the front face of this glass. Algae on that glass cleaned off. Algae on that glass cleaned off. Tank drained, tank drained, tank draining, and these two guys are drained as well. You see what you can do when you multitask? You don't just sit around and wait for a tank to fill up. While it's filling up, you get everything else done. So now basically, I gotta empty out the rest of these tanks, and then after that, I guess, yeah, I'm gonna sit around and wait for those tanks to fill up. Disregard everything I just said. Update on the absurdly fat goldfish. He's still absurdly fat. Compared to yesterday, he has not really changed much. He's just absurdly fat. It's time for Goldfish Facts with Luke while we watch this time lapse. Did you know that a goldfish's metabolism is directly correlated to the water temperature it's in? If the water temperature is colder, it's going to have a slower metabolism. If the water temperature is higher, it's going to have a faster metabolism. And this means it'll grow faster, and this also means that it technically will age faster. So even though you can grow your goldfish faster at a higher water temperature, it actually will make it live a slightly shorter life. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to live a lower quality life, but it's almost like if you just put your life on double speed, that's what you're doing to your goldfish. Not necessarily bad, but you might not have your friend around for as long. Guys, look how weird this tank looks. So I just cleaned the algae off the front of the face for like the first time in a long time. I haven't had goldfish in here in weeks. And look how it's like a very weird thin film of algae. Like that looks like something out of like alien movie. Also, this is pretty cool. These are the little air bubbles that are forming from the algae growing. Because you know how algae produce oxygen, and so like I think that's the little beating of oxygen on the algae. Time for more fun facts about goldfish while we watch this time lapse. If you watch my shorts, you already know this, but look closely at these goldfish as I'm filling up their tanks. Notice how they kind of follow each other and they swim close to each other. This is because they are social fish. If you plan on buying goldfish or just becoming a goldfish keeper, plan on being a keeper of multiple goldfish, at least 2. It's going to be a lot more beneficial if they have a friend. Okay guys, check this out. Check this out here. It's snowing. It's snowing. Look how big these flakes are. They're just sticking to me and not melting. It is snowing here in Chicago. I mentioned in one of my recent videos that I live in Chicago. Everyone's like, what? This guy lives in Chicago? Can I come to your house and buy fish? No. I can do local meetups, but everyone's like, oh my gosh, let me come see your fish. You don't want to let people from the internet into your house. Stranger danger, guys. All right, all the glass cleaning is done. I cleaned the inside of the glass. Maybe I want to clean the outside of the glass too, just to make it look even a little more clear. Now we just gotta finish filling up these tanks. We got these 3 tanks right here, and we got this tank right here. Look at these dudes. Guys, should I name him Gus? I feel like he's a Gus. Jeez, he's thick. He's so wide. They don't come that wide. Look at the wideness. Look at the sheer wideness of the dude. No one else beats him on the girth. Okay, now a fun fact about me while we watch this time lapse. Did you know that I actually started my whole online presence on Instagram? I had an Instagram that I used to post little photography things on, pictures of my goldfish, pictures of food, and it, kind of migrated into more of a goldfish page. And it wasn't until, multiple years later that I started posting on YouTube. And then my YouTube quickly became much larger than my Instagram. Okay, so before I fill up this last tank here, I want to show you what I'm making inside. Okay, right here, we got 1 pound of ground beef, and we got tomatoes in there, we got arugula in there, we got onion in there. I put lime juice in here, some chile verde, what do I call them? Seasoning. I got a bunch of tortillas. I'm gonna make a bunch of little mini burritos, okay? This is gonna be a delicious lunch. Okay, the work is done. All the water is changed from the tanks. Everything is looking nice and clean in here. Let's feed the fish. Of course, we're gonna be feeding Mizuho feed. I got this stuff linked down in the description. This stuff is extremely high protein. This is what grows these chunkers fast. This is what Babushka is loading up on to win her pea eating contest. That's Babushka right there. I just love how deep this orange color is on these guys. Hey, Mr. Clean. Hey, Mr. Clean, are you hungry? There we go. He noticed. It's falling on his head. It's raining food. There we go. Stacy noticed. What about this lady? You're just eating algae off this thing? There you go. Everybody noticed now. Let's just fling some food right there. And then all the little guys will race on over. Hey, you buddies. I could watch these guys eat all day. I could watch these guys eat all day. And these guys could also eat all day. So it's honestly a symbiotic relationship right there. All right, let's throw some food over here. Let's watch these guys come up. Look at the little dudes. Look at these little chunkers go. Oh, Big Dookie. There's Big Dookie right over there. You see him? I could watch these guys. Look at them go. Deal Venom. Let's feed Venom, guys. We'll dump it right there. There's Venom. There's big old Venom. Why won't the camera focus on him? There we go. Whoa, look at the dude. He's beautiful. Mr. Clean, I know you're hungry. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Okay, Mr. Clean. You can't eat through the glass. Eat up, buddy. Eat up. Hey, don't eat him. Don't eat him. Eat the pellets, buddy. Chill. Okay, guys, that is the end of the video. Say bye to Mr. Clean. Say bye to GigaChad. And don't forget to check out our merch. Linked in the description as always. Thank you so much for watching. Luke Scoldies, out.